Cyberpunk is set in a metropolis of the future, where body modification has become an obsession. You play as an outlaw, an enhanced mercenary working in the sleazy underbelly of the city. Yeah. All right. So, I guess I gotta finish this, so tell me. Do you guys want to know when the release date? Yeah. All right. Then check this out.
He needs to be in every E3.
Keanu is too pure.
Breath of the Wild 2, starring Keanu Reeves.
Mr. Hansen, am I right for the job? Okay, I'm in. Few have gone through.
Dude, what? That's a cool weapon, a whip.
Let's do this.
Here's the thing about Cyberpunk 2077. I don't want to see any more. I want to see a release date. I want to know when this game is coming out and when I can play it. If they show more gameplay, I will of course watch, but really, I just want to know when I can play the game.
Dear God, I'm excited about this game. Tom, thank you for telling me about it, and also, f you for seeing it.
Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed.
Why do you keep delaying everything, Damon?
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cyberpunk has actually been delayed. Again.
Because it has gotten delayed not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 goddamn times.
On the base PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, it is a different game entirely. It fails to hit even the lowest bar of technical quality one should expect when even playing on lower-end hardware.
The way NPCs reload and just, I mean, the animations for when they attack are kind of janky and almost broken, so that I'm sure is going to get fixed.
How does a game live up to the kind of impossible hype and expectations that Cyberpunk 2077 has generated over the years? The answer to that question is very simple. It doesn't.
The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions are simply not in an acceptable state, and it makes me sad to think that so many people are having their first Cyberpunk 2077 experience ruined this way. Because when it works, it's a fantastic RPG. It just doesn't work here.
Cyberpunk 2077 was one of the most anticipated games of last year, if not the most anticipated yet. After 8 long years of development and delays, the game was finally released in retail and digital storefronts, only to receive a terrible reception by critics and fans alike due to a huge number of glitches and bugs, followed by a disastrous launch week ahead. They thought they could fix it all and get it done and dusted, but it was way beyond CD Projekt Red's power to handle that. What really happened? What caused this long-awaited game to be one of the most disappointing games of 2020? Today, let us try to take a look at it and figure out why. First, let us try from the info we already know that's up and slowly go from there. Cyberpunk 2077 was announced in late 2012 with an official, stylish title reveal, followed by an official teaser trailer released on January 11, 2013, which subtly shows what the game is going to be about. The trailer ended with the phrase, "coming when it's ready," so we all know that it might not be coming for a few years ahead. 3 years went by, and CD Projekt Red poured all of its effort onto the development of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Early development actually started around 2011, so it's 4 years worth of it actually. Anyway, the game was released in its complete state on May 19, 2015 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. The game was released to critical acclaim, aside from a few minor technical bugs here and there, which was then quickly fixed by the team. How we thought they could do the same for Cyberpunk as well. Finally, CD Projekt Red then started pre-production on Cyberpunk after its completion of Blood and Wine, the final and second expansion pack to Wild Hunt in 2016. It was then these next 4 years that the team started to develop their biggest and possibly their most ambitious project to date until the very end. They debuted the very first trailer of the game since 2013 in E3 2018, with the cinematic trailer along with some gameplay footage, and then showing the next trailer on E3 the next year with the appearance of Keanu Reeves, hence the "You're Breathtaking" meme, while also announcing the tentative release date of April 16, 2020. However, as we all know, it was then delayed a few times from April to September to November, then finally December the 10th, when it was finally and officially released everywhere after waiting for so long that people were actually starting to get mad. But as it turns out today, the anger still has yet to cease due to, as stated just now, the huge number of game-breaking bugs and glitches that were driving players and critics like mad to the point that it's virtually unplayable anymore. And it's not just them. Even the entire Cyberpunk community is experiencing all the same problems. So why? Why are all these bugs and glitches still here, unsolved and unpatched, tarnishing the good looks of this potentially great game? Now, let us take a look at what's beneath what we know. We all know that Cyberpunk 2077 has been in smooth development for 4 long years. But if you really do think about it, is 4 years really enough to at least start production on a game of this scale? And that's just pre-production we're talking about. It didn't really start until later then, presumably 2017 to 2018, and even a game like Skyrim initiated full development for 3 years to its release in 2011. And to back it up, Jason Schreier from Bloomberg has conducted interviews with more than 20 current and former CD Projekt Red staff, finding that the game was plagued by unrealistic deadlines from the company and a lot of technical issues until the game's production was basically hitting the reset button in 2016. And side note, Cyberpunk was initially a third-person game which switched to a first-person when the reset thing happened. Development went by, and it looked like such a promising game when it was showcased on E3 2018. That vast and beautiful open world, the characters, the quests, everything on screen looked so good there. But yep, Schreier's report also stated that that exact demo that was shown was almost completely or entirely fake. Disappointing, right? Yeah. So all the hype leading up to it, the promising content, even Keanu freaking Reeves, it was all basically for nothing. We thought that CD Projekt Red, who had made the Game of the Year of 2015, could make Cyberpunk as excellent or at least as good as Witcher was in a technical standpoint. And as I said before, Witcher 3 did have its fair share of bugs and glitches at launch, but all of that were fixed too quickly to the point where players didn't even notice it anymore. Yet Cyberpunk took almost a month until today, and patch 1.1 still looks like total crap with an all-new game-breaking bug. Amazing, CD Projekt. Anyways, back to the story. But that thing was true though. Another alarm that was raised for critics and players was when CD Projekt Red posted graphics comparison videos featuring gameplay on PlayStation 4 Pro and PS5. Well, that video doesn't look to bring any harm, but where's the gameplay on the base consoles? Did they forget to put it, or did they intentionally just leave it out? Well, as it turns out, yeah, they may have left it out on purpose because they knew that it was still bad, and instead put out the better ones out there. CD Projekt even acknowledged this themselves, saying that they should have paid more attention to the game on base PS4 and Xbox One consoles, and such more on their apology post. Also, on the day before the launch itself, reviewers were only provided with review keys for the game on PC, and surprisingly, no console keys were available for review. Of course, they reviewed that 2077 plays really well on PC because that's the only great hardware the developers will let you play the game on, with console performances being a total mess when the game was released to the public. Unsurprising. To back this too, I also noticed that IGN and other reviewers did publish reviews on PS4 and Xbox One, but only after the game's launch. Which means it was really bad if even reviewers had to review a game only after the launch date. IGN gave the console versions a 4 out of 10 and only a disappointing 56% on Metacritic. What a way for the most anticipated game of the year. CD Projekt also had a say on this actually, but it was vaguer of a comment than what we all expected. Martin Iwinski himself said, and I quote, "Every day of working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is why we started sending console review keys on the 8th of December, which was later than we originally planned." What did he mean by that? Does he mean that it's a bad thing? Or it's a good thing? But we all know that CD Projekt deep down knew that the console versions were technically unprepared, so yeah, it's a bad thing there, alright? So then the launch happened and the game was facing near universal criticism over all of its bugs experienced by everyone playing the game. If you didn't already know, PlayStation Store actually removed the game themselves on 17th December, where actually CD Projekt themselves was reportedly unhappy with this decision made, while Xbox put a message up front warning players about the technical issues they'll experience while still offering the game for purchase. Yep, a bad start, alright. But alright, I know, all this technical talk must make no sense if you don't dig a bit deeper into the masterminds themselves. With this, let us briefly take a look at what's happening at CDPR about the release date of the game. Well, actually I've covered almost everything that happened, including bits from what happened from CD Projekt's perspective, but I actually also want to briefly talk about the delays and all that, specifically the game's post-release. As we all know, the game was delayed 3 times and all of those times were either far or near release. And if you were to ask why, it would then state again the obvious answer that obviously CD Projekt still had big issues to fix prior to launch, prompting the delays of the game. But one thing that was never really resolved was another why, which is why was it released now and not delayed again? Well, CDPR didn't have anything to say on this, but a lot of leaks and rumors did surface online saying that the game would be delayed again to 2021, which technically would support the fact that they must have had discussions to delay the game further once more. But alas, they still released the game on December 10th as planned. Though more delays would cause a lot and be potentially deadly, it would be a much safer bet to delay the game again than have your following month at the company be bad with just fixing bugs and releasing patches instead of moving on to the next project. Poor you, but still, shame on you, CDPR. If you didn't know, Projekt Red stocks fell almost 10% after Cyberpunk's release. Immediately, their reputation is tarnished, and their words of ensuring honest and direct communication with gamers didn't really turn out to be so true after all. Sure, it may have after they posted that commitment video of theirs, but it still doesn't change the fact that they did it prior to the launch. So post-release, and they decided to spend all the time that they have ensuring that they will fix Cyberpunk into the game you're supposed to get last December, along with free DLCs and a free next-gen console update for PS5 and Xbox Series X/S. Don't know if this really will happen, but hopefully they will, because truthfully, I really do want to play this all again, but only when they do fix all of these crappy bugs. Also, side note, don't know if this is still happening, but 2021's also got Witcher 3 for PS5 and Xbox Series. Yet, pretty sure this is happening late 2021 or early 2022 after they fix Cyberpunk first, which is currently their top main priority. Okay, we're nearing the end of the video, but lastly, I also want to share my personal thoughts and hopes for this game. Cyberpunk 2077 is actually a really great game if you take all the technical issues out. I played it for a while before deciding to refund it, but the truth is, it's amazing. So it's sad to see a game of this scale still having a lot of work done after release, but that's what you get when you overestimate a game. This game has a lot of content the developers have put their hearts out for during the game's making, so it's just both saddening and annoying to see it like this. So just treat it right. It's your passion project and you will not want to see this happening. Just treat it right, that's all I ask. My hopes for this is just pull off a No Man's Sky and you got yourself the game you originally wanted in December. Fix all the bugs and glitches, keep releasing them patches, and just fix the game on base consoles while optimizing them for newer consoles. With that, you got a great, if not amazing game in your hands, and who knows, a retroactive possible 2021 nomination, am I right? But I just do hope that CDPR still stays true to its word when they say they're gonna fix it. I wanna play the game, I really do. But please, CD Projekt, wake the hell up, because we have a city to fix.
Yellow me? On the ground, asshole, don't move!
Out of my house! No!
Would you rather live in peace as Mr. Nobody or go down for all times in a blaze of glory